Go ahead, Doc.
We have 60 people in the building and about 30 some likes. So if everybody can just hit that like button real quick, it's anonymous. We're not going to know that you hit it. There's not going to be an alert. It just really helps out the algorithm. So if you could please do that, that would literally mean everything to us. Now, let's continue, Lonzo. I want to ask you about, I like this West Coast hip hop conversation. We're going to represent the West Coast tonight because we were not properly represented at the Grammys. But let's talk about early West Coast hip hop radio. And while you talk about this, I'm going to run. I forgot. You realize I did not let my dog out, so he probably has to pee. But who are some of the first people to play hip hop on LA radio? I'll be back in like 1 minute.
You know what? My man called me today. We had a long conversation today, and that's Greg Mack. Well, Greg Mack started playing hip hop in LA in the beginning, but there was another small station that was also playing hip hop around the same time. They were much smaller, didn't have the same power. That was KGFJ. But when it came to the people that actually embraced hip hop and helped us, World Class Wrecking Crew, LA Dream Team, Eazy E, everybody get on the road to success, booking shows, helping us promote events. That was KDAY. That was Greg Mack. And Greg and I were talking today, and I was saying, man, I said, back then we had a trifecta that could never be reproduced. If it does, it's going to take a whole lot more money than what we had, what we made. Anthony Atkins, much love. I see you. I'm going to get to you as soon as Dusty get back. If we tried to do what we were doing now, it would take a lot more money because we didn't do it for the money. And that's the difference between now and then. We did it for the love of the game. Okay. We made money, of course, but it didn't cost us a whole lot of money to do it. I think about how much money it cost me to rent to Eve After Dark right now. Shit. Back then, that was a lot of money to me. But if I went back there now, and if somebody else had the same building, the same size, probably cost me double. The Eve was 5,000 square feet. Okay. The average rent on a building these days is like $1.75 a square foot. That's gonna cost me about 10 grand a month. Not to mention all the benefits I had. So to buy advertising these days on the radio station, they talking about anywhere from $150 to $200 an hour, depending on what time of day you're dealing with. We got prime time. We had put together the traffic jam for KDAY, and we had a prime 15-minute slot from 5 to 5:15 every day. That's all we had, and it was brand new. The most recorded 15 minutes in radio, we produced that every day. Dre Yeller produced that every day in my studio, and my job was to go to KDAY, drop it off, and bring back more records for the next day. Okay. Meanwhile, I'm doing doodle. So, it's the desire that it wasn't a lot of technology, but it just made for a aligning of the moons that we'll probably never see again. I was telling Greg this afternoon, man, it would be hard. I would be scared to put 500,000 kids in a room because somebody probably gonna die. I don't want that on my conscience. That's a damn thing. And here's a brother whose whole career was built on throwing parties for youngsters because nobody wanted to deal with them. Not because they were dangerous. It had so many adult clubs, you didn't have to worry about no kids. And we found a gap. We found something that was missing, and we filled the void. Bottom line, simple as that. And speaking of that, dude, I'm gonna drop some game right quick. Oh, let me see something right quick. If I could do something, I wonder if this will work. I'm gonna try something right quick. Let me see something, Dusty. Hold on there, Doc. I'm gonna see something. See if this will work. Hold on there. Let me see if this will work. I'm gonna drop some grown ass man enlightenment right quick, folks. That was my intro to grown ass man enlightenment. Recently, I was talking to a buddy of mine, and we came to the conclusion that in order to be successful in any industry, you're going to take some losses. You're going to have some wins. But most of all, you're going to find and you're gonna have 4 different things you may experience at any given time. You're gonna have a win, a loss, a lesson, but last but not least, you might find an opportunity. If you understand what I'm saying, a win, a loss, a lesson, an opportunity. A win, everybody know what a win is. You put your money on the pass line and then you hit. Everybody know what a loss is, okay? Loss is you put your money in the pass line and you lose. But the lesson is, do you still want to play this game or not? If you find you don't want to play this game, you find another game, but it's an opportunity to win at another game. Okay? I hope you understand what I'm saying here. Win, loss, opportunity. As a businessman, I've always found myself taking advantage of the opportunities presented in front of me. Most people don't do that. Most people will have an opportunity and pass on it. Somebody will talk you out of it because they don't understand what you're trying to do. I on my Facebook page today, I posted a reel about that situation I talked about a couple of weeks ago with me, Unknown, and Above the Law. Okay, I ran into Hutch today. I saw Hutch at Laylaw's funeral, and I also saw Mike T from Compton's Most Wanted and Chill. So we sitting there kicking it in front of the Angela's funeral home, which is not a good place to kick it, but that was the occasion for the day. It was me, Mike T, Chill, and Warren G. And someone said, Lonzo, break out your camera. I broke out my camera, my phone, and I didn't want to take a video. Sometimes it's funny about taking pictures and videos at funerals, but now things is commonplace, so I had to kind of get past that. And I was telling Hutch, and Hutch verified it, how I got talked out of seeing that. Above the Law, because Laylaw brought and Hutch came to my house too. Come to my house, played me the tape. No, man, they sound too much like N.W.A, blah, blah, blah. And then I forgot he just did a deal for Compton's Most Wanted. And then he took Compton's Most Wanted, tried to take him to Ruthless after Laylaw got him a deal after Laylaw got Above the Law, deal at Ruthless. And I'm just saying, sometimes I had an opportunity that I passed on that I should have taken advantage of, because Above the Law was dope as fuck. Laylaw did the beats. All I had to do was manage or put them on my label, and maybe could have a deal with Rufus later on, an imprint deal later on. But I didn't take advantage of the opportunity. So that's the opportunity I missed out on. I missed a few of them, but I've also picked up on quite a few of them as well. So as you move through life, whether it's your job, when the Eve got shut down in 2019. It was a loss.
Thank you, OG Steve. Shout out OG Steve.
Yes, much love, Steve. When the Eve got shut down in 2019, it was a loss for me, but it also was a lesson. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me back up. When I lost my last job in 1979 at Record Shack, that was a loss for me. But it was a lesson because I realized I didn't want nobody having control of my money again in my life. It felt like shit. I didn't do nothing. They thought I did something. They suspected me of having another job or even stealing. That was the rumor. He might be stealing because he got a brand new truck. He got clothes. He ain't, we only giving him $15 a week. He's getting his money in records. He must be stealing. White people didn't understand that. So they fired my ass. But I learned the lesson was find you something that you can control. The opportunity came when my dad turned me on to Jeff D. And as scared as I was scared the motherfucker. Shit. I was not ready for a $2,500 a month rental fee. That's what the Eve cost me a month. $2,500 a month at 21 years old. $2,500, $600 a week. Okay.
Wow.
That's what it cost me. And at first, it scared the shit out of me. Not to mention I got to pay security guards and light bill. But you know what? You're gonna do one or two things. When pressure hits your ass, pressure gonna do one or two things to you. Pressure, when heat does two things to you, you're gonna do one or two things. Either you're gonna get strong like steel or melt like a motherfucking candle. What you gonna do? You're gonna get strong as steel or melt like a motherfucking candle. And I couldn't melt. I wasn't allowed to melt. My daddy wouldn't let me melt. Jeffy wouldn't let me melt. So I became tough as steel. And that's why I'm still standing today, folks. So yes, when you get an opportunity, remember that shit, man. Win, loss, lesson, opportunity. And sometimes opportunity may not be something in your wheelhouse, but you got to step outside your comfort zone and step the fuck up and get tough like steel and don't melt like a motherfucking candle. And that's it for me. Go ahead, Dusty.